Hello everyone, this is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I'm Stephanie and we have a fun reading here for you today about your journey. And the way we're going to do this is you're going to choose your starter with these Pokemon. So we're going to be going into what your journey is, where you are, and a little bit about yourself as you grow or find yourself on this journey. And we're going to choose between 4 starters. Pile 1 will be cute little Charmander. Pile 2 will be Squirtle. Pile 3 is my Cabbage Frog Boy Bulbasaur, and pile 4 is Pikachu himself. So take the time to select your Pokemon and I'll be ready for you whenever you are. And just as a disclaimer, if you're here for Pokemon cards, I'm sorry, this is actually a Pokemon Oracle card deck. But if you're here for Pokemon cards and still want to stick around and be part of the reading, then I applaud your open mind and thank you for sticking with me. But let's get on to your reading. Hey there, Pile 1. If you chose Charmander, the little fire lizard Pokemon, then we have your reading here about your journey. We're going to start with some oracles and our little oracle card from the Pokami Omikuji oracle deck. And we're going to start with this. And we actually have a Blastoise. That's interesting. You would have thought that would have come out in the Squirtle pile. Maybe you also wanted to choose between this and Squirtle, which is pile 2. So if you were called to pile 2, then by all means, I would suggest you stay here for this. But it says, regret is sometimes unavoidable. So that's a message for the journey you are currently on or starting on, depending on what it is. But let's look into the oracles to see what else we have. We have illumination. We have square, semi-square, quinsunks. However you say that word. Tension. Firefly. Lots of fire energy in this pile, of course. And wonders. And let's leave Charmander here because I think he's the most popular, he, she, whatever the gender is most popular because of the outcome you get from Charmander. I think Charizard is one of the more popular of the evolutions in Pokemon. So I'm wondering if this is somebody who is really focused, a little bit on the outcome of their journey, but also on the journey itself. There's a lot of fire in here, so I'm not surprised. I even had to light my candle again for you guys, even though it's a little noisy. And you yourself might be a little bit of a loud person as well. Maybe you like to talk a lot. But I lit my candle again just to get that fire energy back in here. Because with illumination and the firefly, I really feel like either you embody a lot of the fire element, of course, because of Charmander, or you are in need of it. I feel like fire is something of importance to you one way or another. So you may also be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or you might just have a lot of fire in your chart if you're not one of those signs. With square, semi-square, the tension here, I feel like you're somebody who doesn't mind the grind. You don't mind a challenge, for sure. You're definitely somebody who sees that challenges are a part of life, and because you're not afraid to take on something big or to fight your way through something, you understand that sometimes it wasn't even worth the fight. I feel like this is why you got this card. Regret is sometimes unavoidable. And especially with this water type Pokemon coming through, I'm getting water signs, of course, which is emotions, which is feelings. I wonder if sometimes you going through certain things brings up emotions, and sometimes emotions you don't want to feel. I don't get that you're a super emotional sign. The emotions you do embody don't tend to be ones that stay very deeply within you, but somewhere along this journey, you're going to be feeling something rather deep, something that is unavoidable, but it's going to lead to wonders. I feel like it's going to make you feel like a much more well-rounded person, whatever this emotion or regret. And I don't like using the word regret because I feel like there's a heaviness to it, and maybe you're the same way. But whatever this is, you know it's going to, it was unavoidable, and it's only going to grow you for the better. With wonders here, I really feel you like to to accept life as it is. You don't really question too much, except for this one, like these few times where your ego has been struck down, or you've been emotionally compromised somehow. I feel like you don't like to sit with it because you're a very positive and optimistic person. You like to see the sunny side of things. You enjoy very much going with the flow in a sense, but I don't know. You like to keep things lighthearted, and yet I can't help but feel that there's something within the heart that weighs you down sometimes. This could be maybe a breakup with a friend, a relationship, or even a friend group. It could be moving away, I'm hearing. Like maybe you've had to leave behind a lot of the people you knew, and this is mostly coming off as friend type energy. It could be family as well, but I'm mostly getting friends. But I'm not really feeling a betrayal of any sort. It's more like it was heartbreaking, but you have to move on so that you can go and achieve better things. And you're also aware that you will be growing. I think you're very accepting that because you will be growing, you will also be going through some quote, quote, growing pains. Of course, not every growth is going to be easy. I'm getting the image of a seed, and before a seed becomes a flower or a tree or whatever plant it is, it has to break apart, and that breaking apart can be quite brutal. It can be, painful. It can be uncomfortable. But much like somebody who goes to the gym and works out and endures the pain to get the muscles and the results that they want from their body, you understand that this is just a part of nature, a part of life. I really feel like you accept a lot of things in life, and you don't really question it, except for where you find yourself feeling down or feeling out of whack with your true self. It's rather interesting. I'm going to read a little bit from the book on the firefly, because I really do feel like you are a light in the dark. People who know you and people who come across you, this trainer wants to battle, they think you have an energy, a light about you, an energy about you, where even if they hate you, not hate you, or even if you're their opponent, or if there's somebody that's like a rival to you, they don't really hate you. It's more like a quiet respect, or a respect. Like they understand, they appreciate the optimism. I'm getting a lot of main character energy here from you, pile 1. But yeah, I really feel like growth is important. Let me go get that book really quick. So, Firefly, inspired and fantastic, yet fleeting. The firefly contains the light of 1,000 stars. It's pure, radiant, and illuminating. This high-frequency charge cannot be sustained for long. Therefore, the firefly card indicates a moment of inspiration or awakening that quickly fades if we do not catch it. So, I also feel like people think you come off as a bit elusive. Like you're there 1 minute and then not the next. So you move on rather quickly from adventure to adventure, from object to object, from whatever it is you do. There may be multiple journeys that you are actually on, but I'm looking at the big grand scheme of it, like the big journey, the whole of it, as opposed to the small episodes, if you will. I really feel like you don't allow things to tie you down or weigh you down. And you also don't allow them to keep you from staying focused on your main goal. Yeah, this is such lovely energy. Definitely main character energy. So I'm not surprised that it's pile 1 and Charmander, because I want to say all 4 of these Pokemon are very popular, but there's definitely something about Charmander that you keep your eye on the prize for sure. You care a bit more about the results. Not saying that you don't like Charmander, but you know that it's all about the end game is what I'm hearing. Now we're going to use some more oracles, because I want to get a little bit more about you and your journey, and then we'll go into the tarot. Well, maybe. Okay, there we go. I feel like you can be a little bit clumsy, pile 1. Maybe a little bit awkward. Maybe certain things throw you for a loop and you don't know what to make of them. And again, this could be the emotions. I am getting that when it comes to relations with specifically like crushes or people you're romantically into, you get a little out of whack. I think that might be the regret. It could be maybe some emotional relationships that kind of, because they put you in a space that you're not used to. But when it comes to making friends, you're just fine. But if you happen to find that friend attractive and want them to be a little bit more, then I feel like it can throw you out of whack. But let's get your cards. We have fortune tellers, gadgets, and let's get one more. Eggplant. Okay. This is not an 18 plus reading, but make what you will of the eggplant. I think you have quite a lewd sense of humor, pile 1. I don't know why that came through with the eggplant. I really do feel like you have quite a bit of sense of humor, but with fortune tellers and gadgets, some of you might be into tarot, or you might have just started your journey with tarot or energy healing or anything that has to do with intuition, because fortune telling to me is psychic. Maybe you have a bit of a psychic ability, but you don't really pay much attention to it, or you've just set out on figuring out how to work with it. But I feel like you don't want to make it your identity. Like, I definitely don't feel like you're going to sit around and become a fortune teller or an intuitive life coach or anything like that. I feel like for right now, it's just something you're using as a tool to get you on your journey to where you need to be. With gadgets, I feel like, yeah, you definitely rely on your tools a lot, whether those are innate tools like your intuition, your instinct, your ability to decipher what's going on, or you just like actual gadgets. Like maybe you like to have the newest phone, or you like to have multiple phones for business or for personal reasons, I'm hearing. I'm also getting like a watch that I like, the Apple Watch or something, or any kind of watch that is digital. So you definitely rely on your tools. I'm also hearing your car is a big, it's of importance to you. Like you're definitely identify yourself through your vehicle somehow. What else can we get with the eggplant? Oh my gosh, I swear, because the fact that I only thought of one thing probably says a lot about me. But like I said, this is not an 18 plus reading. But make of that what you will. I wonder if it just stands for masculine energy, because despite what you identify as, despite your gender, I am getting quite a bit of dominant yang masculine energy in this with this pile, which is normal with fire signs as well. Interesting. Why is it not popping up? Maybe some of you are looking for an eggplant. I don't know. Maybe relationship. Maybe this journey is on having better relationships. Oh, okay. I'm looking in the wrong section. And likewise, maybe you are not looking in all the right places for the thing that you want. If an eggplant is what you're looking for, it might not be in the produce section. Let me stop. So the booklet for this deck says sexy, seductive, and flirtatious. Yeah, you might be a little bit flirty. You might be a little seductive. But again, it's not your identity. I feel like that's just something that you naturally give off to people. So you yourself may be seductive, but I'm also hearing in like a very fun, it's definitely more flirtatious, and it's definitely more like, let me just shoot my shot. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But that's quite interesting that came up. Especially because it, and now I'm seeing with wonders here, the too many phallic symbols here. Let's just move on to the tarot because I don't want to get in trouble. And because I myself have a dirty sense of humor that I will not be showcasing on this channel that much unless you guys like it. But I just don't want to get in trouble with the YouTube gods here. So we're going to be using Tarot of the Divine, which I was debating on the tarot decks to use for this, but because this deals with mythologies and stories, I feel like it's appropriate for how your journey is coming along and how you will develop on it. I like to be broad with my themes because I feel like if I narrow it down, you won't be getting as many messages as you need. So not every message I say will be about your journey, but it pertains to you, my pile 1. So we have 9 of Cups, Judgment. Might have a lot of anime fans here. I always associate this card with Dragon Ball. 8 of Swords, the Empress, and Temperance. Lots of major arcana. I really am getting main character energy, but I'm also getting that you're very divinely guided, whether you are aware of it or not. And for most of you, I really feel like you're not going to be aware of it. And for the smaller percentage of you, you probably are, and that's why you're here. Then to clarify this deck, we have the Pocket Tarot Guide, or sorry, the Wild Unknown Pocket Tarot. We have the World. Yeah, you're definitely focused on endgame here. The Daughter of the Page of Cups. The Hermit. Again, turtles are coming up. I wonder if you were really drawn to pile 2 and you might end up watching that one as well. It's up to you. The Magician. Lots of major arcana. Wow. And the 10 of Wands. So I really do feel like you're focused on the big picture. With the 9 of Cups, you seek nothing but emotional fulfillment. I really feel like your emotional journey is a big one, because everything else I feel like you have a good handle on. You're okay with your work situation. You're okay with your health, your environment, where you're going to be living. Even friends, I feel like you are great at making friends and you will never be without at least some people that you connect with. However, when it comes to the 9 of Cups, cups I associate with emotions, and more specifically romance. In this pile, for some reason, that's coming through. So with the World here, I really do feel like you're seeking out your partner, that one person that you're going to be with and having your love journey with. I'm not sure why that's coming through specifically. If you're not, I also feel like you could just be looking for your family, your energy. How do I say it without saying? Your found family, your group of friends that you associate with and that you can relate to. I'm trying really hard not to say vibe tribe. I hate that term for several reasons, but that's one way of putting it. The people that you resonate with, those close friends, because I really do feel like there's a group out there waiting for you that really wants, somebody like you around them. And once you find these people or this person, whomever, it could be both, you will definitely feel a sense of completion. I'm not saying that you need anybody to feel complete, but you will definitely feel like the world is a better place because you know them and because you are with them. And vice versa, they will embrace you and love you exactly the same way. With Judgment and the Page of Cups, again, it's the emotional journey here, because Judgment is having to decide what works and what doesn't. And especially when Temperance shows up in the same reading, you're really determining what's working out in your life and what isn't. With the Page of Cups here, you're definitely starting to think more on an emotional basis. It's more like, well, does this person make me happy or not? Do I feel drained when I'm with them, or do I feel like they've added a lot more to my life? And I emphasize the Page because when I think of the suits, the court cards, when I think of the court cards, it's Page, Knight, Queen, and King. And if you wanted to look at it in a way, like, you could be trying to level up, essentially, evolve, if you will, since we are talking about Pokemon today. So you start as a page, you evolve to the knight, and then you become the queen and the king. And the king and queen can be reversed. I don't think either of those is higher than the other. I think they're equal. The queen just comes first because, quote, quote, ladies first. But I really do feel like you're starting out your emotional journey and feeling out what adds to your life, what makes you feel happy, what makes you feel better, what makes you feel like yourself, what makes you feel whole. Again, not saying that you are incomplete without this, but it definitely makes life better when you feel emotionally satisfied. That's another thing the Nine of Cups talks about. With the Eight of Swords and Hermit, I feel like you're definitely somebody who is very used to closing themselves off sometimes, specifically when it comes to feelings you're not used to or situations you're not used to. I am getting extrovert energy here, but a few of you will probably be more introverted, and that's okay, because sometimes we just need to withdraw into our shells, like the hermit here, to really see what it is us and what's somebody else. When we're surrounded by so many energies, by so many people, it can be kind of tricky to decide whether an emotion is something that is coming from within us or if it's something we're picking up from somebody else. Likewise, your opinions, are they something you came up with, or is it something that's been heavily influenced by the world around you, by the social constructs around you, by your friends who may not always have the best mindsets or even the best intentions? It's more like another part of your emotional journey is being comfortable with understanding that sometimes some things come within you, and that's okay. You can own up to what you feel. You can own up to what you think, and you shouldn't be afraid to voice your opinions. With the Empress and the Magician, I really feel like because emotions are considered a feminine energy, I really feel like you're starting to become much more in tune with your feminine side, or at the very least balanced, because I was getting a lot more masculine energy in this reading, but you're becoming okay with being okay with your feelings. The Magician is somebody, again, who has all the tools, all the knowledge necessary to create whatever life they want. And in this case, you're using it to focus on your emotional side, that feminine side. And another way of reading this, if you are somebody who's looking for a partner, specifically a partner with feminine energy, you are using everything to manifest that Empress in your life. If you are attracted to somebody with Empress energy, that is. And then we have Temperance and the Ten of Wands. Again, the Ten of Wands, the Wands are fire energy, and with 10 being the last card of the minor of the numbers in the wand suits, endgame is you're focusing a lot on your end game, whatever that may be for you. For some people, this may be, finding a partner to start a family, which every ending is a beginning. So there's no real end game ever until we all pass on to the next life. But for you, it could be either finding that person to start a family with. It could also be, maybe if you're much older, what your forever home or what your forever life is going to be like once you're at that age of retirement. Depending on where you are in life, of course, our journey never really ends. But with Temperance here, I really feel like you're learning to balance out everything in your life. You're wanting to make sure everything is in its place, everything is of the weight that you're okay carrying. I don't know why that came through, weight. So whether it's emotional, financial, social, whatever it is, you're really making sure everything is in alignment. And again, with the Ten of Wands, you don't mind working a little bit to get the things you want, because everything will take some effort of some sort. But at the same time, I'm also hearing, don't be afraid to let things just happen. Like, you don't have to work so hard for everything. It's admirable that you do, and it's okay. That's always going to be within you. But also allow life to happen. Allow things to come to you. I think that's part of balancing out your feminine energy, is allow to receive from the world. Like, you don't always have to go out and look for somebody. Somebody could just come to you. Wow, this is I'm loving this energy, and I'm loving this reading, pile one. But the fact that we have a lot of major arcana, I always associate that with somebody who's very connected to source and somebody who's also very enlightened, for a lack of a better way to put it. Again, whether you are aware of this or not. But let's move on to our closing cards, because I want to see what else about your journey you need to know, my lovely pile one. So I thought about using tea leaves, but I got so much information. Sometimes I make this up as I go along, and maybe you do too. That's okay. So we're going to use some guidance from The Universe Has Your Back. We have my lovely pile one, the Charmander group. When I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. So some of you may end up going through a spiritual journey at some point. I don't think it's right now, or it may have been in the past, but there's definitely a spiritual journey that is calling to you for its lessons, whether it was in the past or in the future. And I recognize that I have chosen fear and I choose again. I choose love. And this just means that whatever those regrets are, you're aware that you were not in the best place, that whatever those regrets are for, it was for your growth, and it was just there to remind you that you need to choose love. And in choosing love, you just choose joy. You chose happiness. You chose to move forward in life in the best way that you can, because you're quite a badass, pile 1. I mean, you're gonna become this amazing Charizard. So, you know, what do you... I'm hearing a lion doesn't worry about the opinions of sheep. And we're also going to finish off with more of the Pokemon Oracle cards because they just work better at the end. I tried using them in the beginning and it did help a little bit, but I feel like these, again, end game. We're going for the big major goal here. So we have the withdrawal with this Tangela. I really do feel like some of you may currently be in that hermit stage, that hermit energy, or at the very least your heart is, because yeah, there's just something that you're going through, but you'll make it out alive. And then we have, I say alive like it's a life or death situation. You'll be fine. Like you will glow again, pile 1. And then we have this Staryu? I forgot. Don't let nostalgia win again. So don't go back to the things that were keeping you down, because you are meant for much better things, pile 1. Like you don't even know. I really feel it's funny that only water Pokemon come up whenever you're feeling down. So you're definitely going through some emotional things. Upheaval, maybe a heartbreak. Here we go. Moltres, another fire sign. Sorry, another fire Pokemon. Protection against reputational risk. Protection against reputational risk. Let me just make sure that's what that says. But the fact that we have Moltres, a Firebird coming out, I really do feel like you're going to be set free. You're going to be feeling much better. So I feel with protection against reputational risk, whatever was holding you back, or whatever you are quote quote regretting, or whatever is weighing you down, I'm hearing you're just being protected from something that would have been hurtful in the long run. And not only hurtful, but you would have been coming off as somebody you are not. So whatever this person, situation, or feeling, whatever it was, it wouldn't have been good for you in the long run. And I feel like this is very important because you are somebody who cares about things in the long run. And again, the results, the end, the outcome. So don't pay any mind to this. I really hope this is just confirmation that you are right in moving on, pile 1. And that is all I have for you today, my beautiful Charmander pile. If any of this resonated, please let me know. And if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next reading. Bye! Hey there, Squirtle pile. If you chose pile number 2 and our cute tiny turtle Pokemon, then this is going to be your reading. We're going to start with the Pokemon Oracle card you got, and then some other oracles to see where you are on your journey, as well as some insights into you on your journey. And then we're going to dive into the tarot for any more information. But let's start with this. We have weird is almost always good. So yeah, I feel like you definitely don't mind being a little silly and out there. You're definitely somebody very unique and somebody who doesn't want to go with the status quo at all. Like you're okay being very, very you and very, very honest to yourself. I'm just getting a lot of actually a lot of Aquarius. I was going to say water signs, and some of you may be water signs as well, but I'm also getting Aquarius with this. So if you're a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or an Aquarius, or any combination of those, I'm not going to say this is your pile because this already is your pile. You chose that, but you might have that in your astrological chart. But it's interesting that we got Lickitung here because I can't remember what kind of Pokemon Lickitung is. He's not one that's been shown a lot in the games, and I do play the games every now and then. I want to say Psychic. And if he is Psychic, then definitely more of the water signs are resonating. And if he's anything else, then I'm getting Aquarius. Either way, let's move on to your oracles to see what else we got going on for you cute little Squirtles. We have Protection with this big tree. And now I'm getting Bulbasaur vibes. So maybe some of you were drawn to the pile 3 as well. We have the Sea Serpent. We have Solar Calm, Clarify. And we have Growth. That's interesting. I'm getting a lot of cards from like a little bit of all the energies here. Because even this yellow makes me think of Pikachu. I wonder if you're just somebody who's just very well-rounded. I feel like you have a little bit of all the energies. You don't really consider yourself like water, fire, earth. I feel like you're okay with any of them. I really feel like you would have been okay choosing any of the piles, but for whatever reason, Squirtle called to you the most, then that's fine, because, I mean, how can you not love him? He's adorable. Maybe you just like sea turtles, or turtles in general. Maybe that one out. But with Protection here, I really do feel like you're somebody who is very protective. Either you're protected by the divine, like you're divinely protected by your angels, guides, whatever you, or ancestors, whatever you call upon. But I'm also seeing the light here. Actually, those are that's thunder. That's interesting. Oh my gosh. Maybe you're somebody who's going to watch all the piles for the fun of it. And if so, thank you. I really hope you get something good out of these. With the Sea Serpent in the Animal Spirit Guide deck, this is somebody who's very divinely connected, specifically somebody who's connected to their Kundalini energy. So I really do feel like you're somebody very spiritual, and maybe this is why you had a hard time choosing between all 4 of them, because you probably love all 4 of the Pokemon, and I don't blame you. I love them all too, but I'm partial to a few more. But with the Sea Serpent, I'm feeling somebody who is definitely on quite of a spiritual journey. Your journey is definitely one where not only are you spiritual, but you're kind of not giving a crap about what anybody has to say about your journey, because only you are living your life. I really don't think you care that people think you're weird for cutting off like maybe a very conventional job in lieu of something that is going to make you happier. I really feel like you're connected more to your joy and to source, and to living a life full of purpose, living a life full of meaning, and really just doing things on your own time. With Solar Calm, Clarify, I will read into this because I keep forgetting what a Solar Calm is, but you're definitely aligning more with your true self, because I'm seeing this as aligning with your sun sign, which is the sign you were born in. You're trying to align with something that is more true to you, whatever this journey is, whatever your life is. I really feel like you're trying to edit your life at some point. So this is what the journey is. It's the overall way that you go about living your life. With growth here, there's definitely going to be so much growth for you, pile 2. I mean, you may already be feeling it quite a bit. But this is so interesting. I just feel like despite all of this, there's a cute and silly side to you that maybe not a lot of people see, or maybe you're trying to identify more with this side of you, so that you maybe in your past you've been more serious, or you've been very dedicated to like an office job or a job that required you to be serious, and going forward you just want to live a life with more fun in it, for sure, or at the very least you want to come off as fun. I'm starting to hear a little bit of, I didn't have this Pokemon, but Eevee. I feel like some of you really, really wanted to have an Eevee because we have all these elements here, and you wanted to be able to choose either like what that element could, I don't know, something about not finding what you wanted, so you went with Squirtle anyway. If that resonated, let me know. And if I end up doing another Pokemon type breeding like this again, let me know what Pokemon you want to see. I know Eevee for sure. I just couldn't find a cute little icon for her or him. But let me know what your favorite Pokemon is down in the comments. Also, I don't know why I'm shuffling this deck. Maybe I need to get another one. Okay. I meant to grab the booklet and I got the deck instead. And you got 2 actually. 6th house and 3rd house. Communication. And sustainability. Yeah, I really feel like you're wanting to live a life on your own terms with sustainability here, because the 6th house has to deal with career and the 3rd house has to deal with communication. So I'm wondering if you're working on really being able to build this life that you want, that allows you to have more freedom in what you say and in how you express yourself, because I'm hearing expression with 3rd house. So you might decide to start your own business. You may decide to take a job that allows you to travel more, I'm hearing. It could also be both as well. Or you may just want to move around a lot. Or you could also have a job in communications. I'm hearing like social media, where you're constantly having to communicate with, a large group of people. So this is quite interesting. Maybe this clarify was meaning for me to clarify more with cards. But yeah, and with solar calm, again, I'm just getting that you want a sense of peace in your life that you're going to obtain through the freedom of breaking out of whatever it is that was holding you back. And again, it was all for your protection, to leave behind that life that was no longer suiting you. It was no longer sustaining you either. That's so interesting. I'm also looking at all the circular objects here, because even this tree looks very circular. We have circles and all, even behind here with these 2 birds. But I'm going to read a little bit of the sea serpent to see what else I can get from it, because I really do feel your Kundalini energy is awakening. And you may feel this the most in the sacral chakra, which is where the hips are. And it's interesting because it's also where the emotions are found. And water energy, like Squirtle here, has a lot to do with emotions. I don't know why I was thinking Squirtle Squad. Maybe you're looking for a Squirtle Squad. Maybe you're looking for your soul family. So sea serpent, healing emotional wounds and expressing desires. The sea serpent represents the energy of expression, which is funny because I was saying that with communication. Whether it's emotions, creativity, sensuality, or desire, the sea serpent helps us move and direct our energy into a healthy current. When the essence of this card is in balance, we express ourselves creatively and sexually without fear or shame. We know what we desire most. Our hearts are at ease and our relationships are meaningful and enduring. So yeah, I really do feel like you're going out there to get what it is you want in life, whether that's a partner, a job, a life, like your journey is to find everything that makes you happy, put it together and make it part of your life, pile 2. And that's rather lovely. I really do feel like through connecting to your higher power, whatever that may be, and through knowing that you're protected as you're growing, you will definitely achieve this. This is quite beautiful energy, and it's very powerful too. Let's get some more oracle cards from the BuzzFeed Oracle. I'm hearing 2. It's weird. When I was shuffling the cards for this reading, I was getting like so many cards. I was supposed to be getting like a lot, but I wanted to keep it simple. And regardless, I feel like I'm getting a lot anyway. But let's see. For my beautiful pile 2, our tiny turtle Pokemon, we have gadgets. This came up in pile 1 as well. And I was directing pile 1 to this group because they kept getting turtle imagery. But we have gadgets for you. We also have sand. Some of you may want to move near a beach. Maybe that's why you chose Squirtle, because he reminded you of a beach. But I'm also thinking of time. I feel like some of you may be at that age where you just really want to figure out what you want so that you can live your happily ever after. Because some of the numbers coming up here are 44 and 41. I don't know if any of you might be that age. It could also be you're a life path 44 or a life path 5, because 4 plus 1 reduces to 5 in numerology, and 4 plus 4 reduces to 8. Also 16. I really hope none of you are 16, because these are for people 18 and over. But if maybe 16 was an important age, maybe the last time you picked up a Pokemon game or show or card, whatever, was at 16. And you could also be a life path 7, because 1 plus 6 reduces to 7. So I feel like time is of some importance to you. And I'm also hearing everything's in divine timing. Like, do not worry about when something shows up in your life, pile 2. It will arrive at exactly the time that it needs to arrive. With gadgets here, I really feel like you are learning to work with energy and you're learning to work with life to manifest. Specifically in this reading, because I got it in the last pile, but it was a very different meaning. It was more literal for them. For you, you are manifesting, and it may be with gadgets. You might be writing in a journal, you might be lighting candles, you might be doing some kind of, a good spell work to really just put your life in the way that you want it to be, whatever that may be. You may also have like lucky charms, I'm hearing. So maybe you have like a special stone that you carry for good luck, or maybe you also like little charms like this Squirtle charm. Yeah, I feel like your things are of importance to you, pile 2. But let's move on to the rest of the reading. We're going to be using the Tarot of the Divine for my cute Squirtle pile. I also feel like you're very organized. I don't know why that was coming through, because that was the most organized I've ever chosen these cards. I usually just swipe them all off. And maybe that was confirmation. All right, so with Tarot of the Divine, we have King of Wands, 3 of Wands, lots of wands, the Devil, you gotta keep Squirtle away from that, 9 of Swords, and Ace of Swords. And and back of the deck energy, because it resonated, the Star. And to clarify these cards, we have with the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit book, or sorry, Animal Spirit deck. I don't know why I said book. We have the 6 of Wands, which is always a good card to get. We have the 7 of Pentacles. Clarify the Devil, we have Tower. Interesting. This reminds me a lot of the protection card here. Yeah, because they're both trees and they have thunder, which is interesting because the tower is usually an actual tower in traditional tarot. So I'm going to keep this here because I feel like that's giving me that this means protection for sure. We have the 8 of Wands, lots of Wands energy, which is interesting because I definitely thought this was going to be a big water. And Judgment, and this came out in the last pile as well. All right, so my dear pile 2, you are going through quite a balancing of your energies and maybe quite a balancing of everything else in your life. I'm definitely hearing chakra balancing, so this may be something you're doing, especially if you're very spiritual. With the King of Wands and the 6 of Wands here, I feel like you're going to be coming into your power and a lot more confidence. You're coming out of this energy of being very small. You're definitely coming out of your shell. And I want to put Squirtle over here because he's hiding over there. And he shouldn't be hiding. He's the star of the show. And much like that, you need to be the star of the show. You need to start being the main character of your own journey, pile 2. You have so much to offer. And I really feel like you being in your power of showing this fiery side to you, this dominant side to you, people are going to be very inspired and the world will open up to you. With the 3 of Wands and the 7 of Pentacles here, you're definitely somebody who doesn't mind working for the things you want. Because I'm thinking of somebody climbing the ladder, whether that's in work or maybe that's just in life. You're trying to always get to somewhere better than you currently are. Because you know that there are things out there for you. And again, I'm thinking of manifestation. So the way you may work may be through manifesting and through really just getting in all this good energy so that the things you want come to you. But I also feel like you've been relying a little bit too much on that feminine energy of allowing things to come to you. There is a call for you to maybe do a little bit more, to go after the things you want, maybe rather physically, or maybe to express it, because expressing things did come up in the oracle cards, to express what it is you want and to allow people to know that, so that that's one way of you going after it. It's like meeting halfway, receiving but also going for it, as opposed to just always receiving. With the Devil and the Tower, whatever doesn't work out for you was for your benefit. It was definitely for protection, as this card amplifies here. And whatever you may have been taken away from, or whatever was taken away from you, just know that it was not in your highest good. This was something that was going to end up hurting you in the long run, or something that was going to end up being just not the best for you. And you may have been tempted by this. Maybe it was something you've always wanted, but then as soon as you got it, it was taken away. And that's okay, because that wasn't meant for you. There could have been something going on at the time that was going to leave you in a worse place than you currently are. Or like I said, it may have just ended up hurting you. With the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Wands, I feel like you are definitely fighting your anxieties, whatever this may be. Some of you may have psychic dreams, and maybe in these dreams you see things that you don't want to see. But the great thing about psychic dreams, or even psychic visions, is that it's alerting you of what's coming up, so you can change that story, so you can change that narrative. You can do something to make it not be a reality. That's what I'm getting with the Eight of Wands here, because the Eight of Wands is fighting back. You're definitely fighting against your anxieties. You're definitely fighting against any negativity that you see, so that you can definitely take a better hold of your story, taking a lot of control over the outcomes of your life. And you're no longer going to be playing victim to these anxieties, to these worries, to these fears. And I say psychic visions because this is the Oracle of Delphi. I'm pretty sure this is the Oracle of Delphi, and they're seeing something negative happening. And I get that a lot. As somebody who has a lot of a strong intuition, I can sometimes foresee some negative things. And I won't lie, like, it does put me in a situation where I start to get very anxious. But then I also remember that I can change my story. I can change my narrative. I can prevent that from happening. So what am I worrying about? Anytime you see a negative future, a negative outcome, thank that vision. You thank the vision, and then you say, I reject this. And you start implementing things into your life or into the universe to change this outcome, whatever it may be. Or even if it's not negative, it might just be something you don't want. It could be something that you know won't be for your highest good. Maybe you get a promotion and you see yourself getting a promotion, and you realize that, sure, you may get more money, but at the end, you will be so unhappy. You won't have the time you want for your personal life. So you reject it. So it doesn't necessarily have to be anxieties, but I do feel for a huge amount of you, it will be anxieties. With the Ace of Swords and Judgment here, you are just cutting through the crap in your life. And I'm so proud of you, Pile 2, because I really do feel like you're making an effort to get rid of the things that no longer benefit you. With Judgment, you're letting go of certain things. You're basically weighing whether something is good for your life or not. And that was the same message I gave Pile 1. And I feel like that's very appropriate for your life journey. You're deciding whether things are going to come with you or if they're going to fall off of your wagon, essentially. And with the Ace of Swords, you will have the mental clarity to make the best judgment of this. And it's quite beautiful, especially once you get over these anxieties, or maybe because of these anxieties, you're deciding you really want to cut out the things that no longer serve you, whether those are old dreams, whether those are old ambitions, and making way for new ones. With the Star, yeah, there's just such a sense of hope and lightheartedness here. I really feel like this journey is something you're going into willingly, and something that, while maybe hard on the heart, because maybe you really had your heart set on certain things, you understand that holding on to certain things is just no longer going to benefit you. It's just no longer part of your current story, because the story you want to play out is your current one and not one of the past. And it's quite lovely, Pile 2. It's, again, I'm quite proud of you for taking on this journey and not being afraid of all the fire, of all the thunder, of just all the things that will hold you back, because they're no longer holding you back. But let's move on to some closing advice cards for cute little Squirtle. And we're going to be using, again, the Pokemon Oracle deck. It's got a name, but I feel like I butcher it every time. Pokami Omikuji. And I don't like butchering it because I'm not fluent in Japanese. But we're going to choose 3 cards from the Oracle, because I feel like it's best at the end, because it has such profound messages. So for my pile 2, we have the withdrawal. It's funny, this came out in pile 1 as well. Again, I feel like you used to very much hide yourself away, but this is no longer. I'm also hearing you're untangling from certain situations because this is Tangela. So I feel like you're going to be getting yourself out of situations because I was thinking of the Ace of Swords that we just put away, cutting through that knot. So you're definitely releasing certain things that no longer resonate with you, pile 2. We have something. Never test the depth of water with both feet. And we have Poliwhirl here. So more water Pokemon. And one last one. We have Jigglypuff. It is hard to quiet a doubt. Make a duet so it is not your fears that sing louder. Again, cutting through the anxiety, cutting through the fears, whatever these fears are. You're singing along with them because, you know, you're not afraid of them. It's like, okay, takes 2 to play this game. How about this? And with never test the depth of water with both feet, I really feel like it's asking you not to put all your eggs in the same basket. You know, don't go all in. Maybe try things out to see whether it's going to work or not before you decide to make a big life-changing decision, because you have all the time in the world. You can try things out, and if they're not working out, then let them go. And if they are, keep them around. Don't be afraid to, you know, only try something out. Give it a trial date, like a trial time. Some of you may be great singers, by the way. These are also all cute round Pokemon. And so is Squirtle. So I'm wondering, I don't know, maybe something about circles. I'm getting the world now, even though we didn't get that card. So completion is what I'm getting. And 2 more cards. When I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. Yeah, I definitely feel like there's going to be a shift in perspective once you get a clarity, once you get rid of a lot of these anxieties, or at the very least quiet them. Because when Jigglypuff sings, she puts people to sleep, and we need to put those anxieties to sleep. And my faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. Yeah, you're definitely turning fear into love here, my beautiful pile 2. Also, these colors, I love that these 2 cards match, like they're part of a set. So I really feel like you're going to be calling that to you which belongs to you, whatever that may be. I'm hearing it's a life worth living, but it could also be friends, a home for some people, or a job, like an actual job that you like, not just a job you go to make money. So that is all I have for you today, pile 2. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Let me know if any of this resonated and what other Pokemon you would like to see in future readings. And if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye! Hey there, pile 3. If you chose Bulbasaur, our favorite little froggy cabbage boy, then we have your reading here for you today about your journey and where you are on it and what you may encounter on it. So we're going to start with the Pokemon Oracle deck, and then we're going to look at more oracles to see what exactly we have here. And because you chose Bulbasaur, I should let you know, you got the most cards out of anybody in this pile, of all the piles. When I was shuffling them, I actually wanted to get way more. So I'm wondering if you guys are just naturally abundant, or if you've already sown the seeds to build long-lasting things, or things that will benefit you in your future, or when you get to a certain point in life. I really feel like this pile especially is going to be very, very... You're going to build things. You're going out there, and you've already started some things, but you're also going to start quite a few things, whether that's a business, maybe it's finances, maybe a family. But either way, I feel like you're building empires. But let's start with your Pokemon Oracle card. We have, within all of us is someone we do not know. Oh, I love that. That's pretty awesome. And that's Gengar here, which is a ghost type Pokemon, but I consider him more psychic. So I wonder if some of you have some innate psychic abilities, or maybe you just have always been drawn to the occult. Maybe you like ghost things in general. Some of you may even see ghosts or have had some kind of ghost encounter that really like shaped your life in one way or another. But let's move on to your oracles. We have Stop, Solitude, New Beginnings, Stingray. Like I said, you had the most cards out of everybody, so I have to rearrange everything. Let's put you right there. Neptune, Ceres, Nurture, Neptune Vision, and Libra, Balance. So, wow, pile 3. I feel like you've already accomplished quite a bit in life. And even if you haven't, I really feel like you're on your way with Stop here. You're currently at a rest. Whatever you've been doing or whatever you've been working on, I feel like you're at a momentary pause for this. Not that you've stopped at all. It's more like you needed to take the rest because you have quite a few things going on. And you may be embracing solitude. I am getting a bit of hermit energy here. But this is the stop before you go on to a new beginning, before you start some new endeavor, whatever that may be. I'm hearing mostly career, but for some of you, it may also be like a family. It could be a move somewhere to a kind of life that will be better suited for you. With Libra here, balance. I really feel like you're focusing on balancing out your life. And that's actually been a theme in all of these piles so far. So we're really seeking balance going forward in our journeys here. With Ceres, Nurture, I really do feel like you're working a lot on your home life. I don't know why that's coming through. I'm not sure if Ceres is actually about nurture. I want to say she's the harvest. But I really do feel like you're caring a lot more about reaping what you sow. So you've definitely sown the seeds and growing things from them. But I don't think you're quite ready to harvest yet. With Neptune Vision, again, I was thinking some of you are psychic type because this little circle actually looks a lot similar to Gengar's little third eye thing here. So yeah, some of you may be Pisces. Some of you may just have a heavy Neptune or a very significant Neptune in your chart. For example, I have Neptune, Neptune trine my Mercury. So I'm really great at channeling messages for people as well as what they need to hear, and sometimes channeling future things, which I never know if I am or not until people tell me, which is why I ask for comments on whether anything is resonating. But regardless, maybe you do something similar. Maybe you are also quite psychic in certain things you do, and that's allowed you to really create this life. With Stingray, I'm going to read up on that because I don't get much from the Stingray, but I am noticing in this card that all the chakras are aligned. I wonder if you're currently working on realigning yourself to source so that you can move on in life, moving forward. Because I feel like you've only stopped to kind of rebalance yourself and to center yourself, to realign. And I got a similar message in pile 1, but they weren't anywhere near as intuitively connected or focused as you are pile 3. Because I'm definitely feeling something about your psychic connection here, as well as digging into your shadow work, because I'm also getting that with Gengar. The Gengar card's actually one of my favorites in this pile. In this deck, because I don't know, I resonate with different Pokemon in the games and when I play and whenever I watch the show, but which isn't often. I'm way too old for it now. But in this deck, I've noticed that certain Pokemon just speak to me more, and I'm wondering if it's because of the messages they have. And likewise, maybe you're not typically into Gengar. I know that this Pokemon has risen in popularity lately, for whatever reasons. I'm not quite sure. I mean, he's definitely cool. I'm also getting Clefairy vibes, so maybe you're also into fairy Pokemon in general. Whenever I use Bulbasaur, and I've played Pokemon enough that Bulbasaur is one of my main Pokemon, I tend to give him fairy-like moves. So likewise, I wonder if your method of growth is through the divine, through magic, and essentially, and through shadow work as well. But let me read up on this Stingray. It's funny, I'm actually not getting any astrological signs here. I was going to say earth because obviously grass would be earth, but I'm actually getting a lot more water, a lot of psychic energy, a lot of Neptunian energy, and a bit of, mostly water with, because there's water here in this boat, and there's a river here, and the stingray, of course, is in the water as well. And of course, Libras. If some of you are Libras, then this might be resonating for you. I'm hearing Libra moon for whatever reason. I feel like some of you are more likely to resonate with the Libra moon than a Libra sun sign. Or a Libra Venus as well. Sorry, I'm having a hard time finding the stingray. All right, here we go. Developing confidence, sense of self, or spine. The stingray card represents a pivotal point in personal growth. The moment has come when the stingray must decide between the old, the easy, the comfortable, and the familiar, and the new, challenging, uncomfortable, and familiar. Pressure from family and friends makes the decision even more complicated. No matter what choice is made now, it's inevitable that this dilemma will surface again and again, as the force of Dharma growing within the stingray is too strong to ignore. So yeah, I really feel like you're going through some type of growth, and maybe this is why you've had to stop before you go into your new beginning, because you want to make sure that it's not the desires, wants, or needs of your family and friends, but that it's something that you want, that it's something that is coming from within you. So let's say maybe you already have a partner and you have a house and you're thinking about having children. You want to make sure that it's because you want to have children and not because your partner wants them, or because your family really wants you to have them, or because society says that once you become a parent, it's the best thing in the world. I feel like you're really stopping to see what it is you need. So this solitude is definitely a self-rediscovery, because I feel like you've done this before, whether that was in a past life or in your current life. I really feel like you know how to play the game, and you know when to take your breaks, and you know when to stop. And this is one of them before you continue on your journey. And again, with balance, you're just weighing your options. I'm getting temperance energy already. And the card came out again in pile 1. I feel like some of you were really called to pile 1. Or, yeah, I don't know. Maybe some of you were called to pile 1, or your partner was called to pile 1. I don't know why that came through. That's why I hesitated to say it. I was like, well, we don't know if this person has a partner. But if you do have a partner and they were like, choose Charmander, you were like, no, I want Bulbasaur, then maybe go back and watch pile 1, at least for maybe your partner's perspective, or for things that may be coming through that are not going to come through in this specific pile. Okay, some numbers. We have a 7, and 7 is quite an important number to me. I have lived in 2 houses that have the address 7. So 7 is definitely spiritual development. It's going to be a house that is quiet, that is definitely there for, I don't know why I'm saying house. Maybe you also have a house that reduces to 7. But it's an energy of like a temple, in that you grow, in that you meditate, in that there's a lot of internal growth, but also a lot of solitude. So I'm not surprised that the solitude card came out. Somebody may be 29 or 26. And I'm also getting life path 8 or a life path 9, because 2 plus 9. Sorry, life path 2. I don't know why I'm getting 9, but maybe somebody is a life path 9. A life path 2, because 2 plus 9 is 11. So somebody may also be 11, and that reduces to 2. And if you are an 11, you're likely a healer of some type, because that is a master number. But let's look into the BuzzFeed Oracle to see what else we have for my Bulbasaur pile. Yeah, I'm getting the energy of somebody who has their life together. Or at least more so than more people. Like I feel like you have your life together more than most. But we have Sleek Black. I'm putting that next to Gengar. Maybe you just like the color black. I'm also getting a bit of Capricorn energy now because of that. And chicken nuggets. Maybe chicken nuggets is a comfort food. Or maybe you really are weighing whether you want children in your life or not. Because when you have kids, they like to eat simple things. And sometimes that's chicken nuggets every night. And then 2 more. Anteater and Thunder. Maybe some of you were called to the Pikachu pile as well. With Thunder, I'm getting a little bit of tower energy, just because while it's not exactly a tower moment, it is a bit of a shock to get your life in order, if that makes sense. And then with Anteater here. I don't know. I don't really feel any type of way towards the anteater, so I'm going to have to read up on that. Opportunity, crafty, greedy. So I'm picking up the opportunity more. Maybe you are waiting for an opportunity or creating opportunities. Not so much greedy, though some people may see you that way, especially if you're coming into an abundance of wealth. I'm just getting more that you're definitely going out there and getting all the things you want with this little anteater energy. But yeah, oh wow, I chose 4. I meant to only choose 3. With Sleek Black, I'm just getting that that reflection, because like you can see here, it's like a mirror. So I definitely feel like you're doing some self-reflection. Also, there's a reflection in this water, in this solitude card here. So lots of internal growth, lots of internal work, lots of shadow work before you move on with the rest of your journey, pile 3. And this is quite beautiful. And I'm not surprised, because if you choose Bulbasaur, you know that he's the one that takes you the furthest out of all the starters. Or at least personally, that's what I think. You can disagree, and everybody has their opinions. But to me, Bulbasaur is best boy of the original 3 starters. But let's move on with the tarot to see what else we have about your magnificent journey. Because out of all of the piles so far, this one has a lot of weight to it. Or at least a lot of structure to it. I don't know, there's just something about this. I feel like you could definitely inspire people with your life story, pile 3. Let's get some tarot cards. We have 7 of Cups. Again, opportunities here, options. 5 of Cups. 10 of Coins, or 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, I can definitely see a lot of success in your life. 6 of Swords and 8 of Cups. And to clarify these cards, we're using the Wild Unknown Pocket Tarot. I'm also hearing that you're grounding a lot, grounding your energy, grounding yourself, and reconnecting to what makes you you, pile 3. With 7 of Cups, we have the 6 of Wands. Oh, okay. I misread one of the cards in previous pile. Oh. I think it was 7 of Wands, and this is the 6 of Wands. So if you're coming from another pile and you saw that I misread it, sorry. But yeah, 6 of Wands. We have 9 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, the Devil, and Judgment. That's funny. Judgment has been coming out in all of these piles, which is a beautiful card to have. No, I didn't misread it. Okay. Maybe. I don't know. I'll worry about that later. Maybe you're somebody who also worries about like the errors you've done in your past, or somebody who just cares a little too much about certain things. And maybe this is another reason you've had to take a pause in your journey. But let's start with the 7 of Pentacles and all the options you have. I feel like you're going to be presented with way more options, and some even better than the ones that have come before, especially with the this butterfly here. I feel like certain options and opportunities have to take the time to develop and really come into their full spectrum, their full circle, if that makes any sense, just so that you can weigh your options way better. With the 5 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles here, I really feel like you feel like you're going to be losing something in taking this pause, or in reassessing your life situation. I really feel like you're going to be mourning the loss of something when really you haven't lost anything. That abundance is still there for you. Even if you do lose, it's not going to be anywhere near as much, because we have the 9 here. So it's not a 10. But it's also not a 3. So I really feel like you may worry a little bit more about things than you should. And maybe this is something that you're working on, is how to not get yourself so worked up when the truth is you have everything you need right before you, or at the very least enough to get you by. With the 10 of Coins and the Ace of Swords here, again, I feel like you're cutting through those worries with the 10 of Coins. And maybe once you stop worrying so much about what you have, you will actually obtain everything you need. That, or you will start seeing that you already do have everything you need in terms of financial stability. It could also be family. Again, if you're weighing the option whether to have children or not, you could realize that maybe you just like your family the way it is. Maybe you don't need one more child or a child at all. Or maybe just raising animals is enough for you. It might be dogs, because we do have a dog here. With the Six of Swords and the Devil, I really feel like you're going to be moving on from bad habits or habits that were holding you back or just otherwise not healthy for you. I am getting a bit of Capricorn energy here again. So if some of you might have a heavy Capricorn in your chart, or you may be a Capricorn. But with the Six of Swords here, you're moving on from the things that no longer suit you. And that's been a theme coming up in everybody's reading. So I'm really glad that everybody who's been watching this reading is moving on from things that no longer suit them or that are otherwise just unhealthy for you. With the Eight of Cups and the Judgment card. Again, moving on from things that no longer suit you. But this is also emotionally, because where the Six of Swords is a physical moving away or even a mental moving away, the Eight of Cups is an emotional. So your heart is no longer in this thing that you are removing from your life, because the Judgment card is a card of weighing whether you need something in your life or not, whether it adds to your life or whether it depletes. So it's up to you to decide what this is. But because you have such a great sense of intuition and a great sense of judgment, I really feel like you will know. And this will happen much more quickly than you think it will, especially with the Ace of Swords here. Because I just see somebody cutting through all the unnecessary. It might be cutting through the emotions as well. Maybe you're realizing that you're allowing your emotions to get the better of you. Maybe you're holding on to certain things because they're comfortable and not necessarily because they're good for you in any way. But this is very beautiful energy, pile 3. So I'm also noticing that in a lot of these cards, the people are turned around, like they're turning their back on something. I'm wondering if there's something you're also turning your back on, pile 3, because the only people that are looking forward is like this audience and this wise dog person thing, creature. So I'm wondering if this thing you're turning your back on is in fact this thing that is holding you back or that is not healthy for you, whether that's a habit, a place, or even some people. So yeah, I think the Judgment card is right here for you, almost a little bit too literally, where you're making a good judgment and turning your back on something that no longer benefits you and that is no longer going to be part of your journey. Whatever this may be, again, I'm not quite sure. I'm getting a little bit of everything here because we have cups, wands, swords, and pentacles. So we have a good balance of everything. It might be things in every area of your life that you're releasing. It's just so you can move on with your journey with as your most authentic self. But let's move on to the advice cards to see what else we have for our cute little Bulbasaur pile. We're going to be using more of the Pokami Omikuji Oracle deck because I just love these cards so much. I'm glad I'm finally getting to showcase them here. But we have, a Flareon. Do not let discomfort determine how you make your decisions. Yeah, I feel like this is what you're doing. You took that break to really get yourself aligned before you make the decisions. Because some of these decisions could be very impactful on your life and could determine the outcome of your future. Let's see. Don't compare yourself to others and don't judge them. You have no idea what their journey is all about. I love this. Maybe you've been comparing your life to everybody else's quite a bit. We have Mr. Mime here if you can't see, and he's kind of hiding. So yeah, I wouldn't be comparing your life to anybody else's because your life is yours and yours only. Don't worry about how old you are. Don't worry about what you've accomplished by the age you are. Don't worry about whether you're choosing the right career path or not. Your career, some people don't really have a career. They just have a way of making money and getting by, and that's fine. And some people make their career their entire life, and again, that's fine as well. That either of those may not work for you. You have to do what works for yourself, pile 3. And Comparison will rob you of joy. Be happy for others, but don't feel you need to be like them with Ditto here. It's funny that these two cards are very similar with Mr. Mime and Ditto. I feel like at some point maybe you tried to copy somebody's lives, or maybe the way they went about doing things. I feel like you tried that and it wasn't working out for you. Maybe this is something that you did recently, and maybe this is the pause to really realign yourself with, again, with your authenticity, with whatever makes you very you. I just feel like that's further confirmation of that. Also, a lot of red here. I was getting this message before I put the oracles down that you need to get a little bit more grounded. You need to really just ground yourself. Be like Bulbasaur here and be one with the grass and trees and nature. Be like our little cabbage frog boy here. He's my favorite of the starters. I mean, I love them all. I really do. But maybe it's because I'm also an earth sign, so he calls out to me the most. And likewise, being around earth signs could be very beneficial to you. If you don't have nature around you, or if you don't have the means to get there or can't, be around maybe like a park, or I'm hearing zoos, but only if you're okay with them. I know not everybody likes zoos, depending on what kind of zoo they are. But being with nature and being with earth signs can help as well. Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. And then we have our final messages from the universe has here. Back deck. Obstacles are detours in the right direction. Yeah, maybe this stop is something, if for some of you the stop wasn't something that you were planning, I feel like it's just a detour. It was trying to get you out of something you didn't need to be. And when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. Yeah, again, that realignment. Maybe you were losing your faith somehow, or your connection, or even your capacity to love deeply, to love fully and authentically. I'm hearing to really love with all your heart. So know that the obstacles are okay. Know that the pauses are okay. They're all part of the journey. It's like a road trip. You can't just go on a, long road trip without a few stops here and there. You need to stop for gas in the car, or maybe for snacks, for food, and just to walk around and get some circulation in your body. The pauses and the stops are necessary on this journey. So don't worry if you feel like you're falling behind. Maybe that's another reason you're comparing yourself, because you feel if you stop, you won't catch up to everybody else around you. Your journey is yours, and don't worry about theirs. But that is all I have for you today, my beautiful pile 3. Let me know if any of this resonated, and if I do any more Pokemon type readings in the future, let me know what your favorite is, and I'll try to see if I can get that on my channel. And if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye! Hello there, Pile 4. If you chose Pikachu, then we have your reading about your journey, where you're on it, and what's going to happen to you in it, as well as some insight into how your journey is shaping you, or how you are shaping your journey. So because you got Pikachu, the one thing that came to mind first is that you may not have chosen this journey. This journey may have chosen you, because I'm thinking of the first episodes of the Pokemon anime where Ash arrives late, and as a result he gets Pikachu because it was his only option. So he didn't really get to choose his Pokemon, but at the same time Pikachu didn't get to choose him, because Pikachu was very they did not mesh very well. They did not get along. Pikachu was very disobedient, did not care for Ash. So I'm wondering if there's a little bit of that sass in you as well, Pile 4, because that is coming through. Or maybe you're this way with, I'm getting friends or family. Well, not family, but friends, or even a loved one. Maybe at first you guys were like just not getting along, or you disliked each other. And then something happened along the way where you're suddenly like inseparable, and people cannot picture one of you without the other, whether that's friends, a partner, and maybe some family. Maybe it's like a sibling, or I don't know, a parent that you are now close to. But regardless, we're going to be looking into the oracle cards to see where you are on your journey, and we're going to start with this card. Respond creatively to fear rather than attempting to eradicate the fear. I am getting a little bit of people who are quite unconventional in this pile already. But let's go ahead onto the oracles. We have Pisces, Sensitize. We have Swan. I was actually getting two animal cards for you. Swan and Wolf. Ooh. Thriving. And Sweetness. Oh my god, that's adorable. I feel like I feel like people call you sweet. I feel like this is something they used to describe you, pile for. But again, like I was talking about not meshing well, I say this because when I first played the Pokemon Game Boy games, Nintendo games, I had Pokemon Yellow, so I didn't get to choose, but I wanted Pikachu, and that was fine because I love Pikachu. And anytime freaking Dudo, that's his name, the two-headed bird here, anytime I would use Pikachu against it, my Pikachu would just get annihilated. So I feel like there was something of importance that you really had to overcome, whether that was a dislike of something or somebody, to get to where you are. But let's start over here. Some of you might be a Pisces or may have a lot of Pisces in your chart. I have a lot of Pisces in my chart. I have it Moon, Mars, and Ascendant. So a lot of water energy. And likewise, I'm getting just a lot of water energy from you, but with a combination of fire as well. Because, well, Dudo has, they have an attack that is all three elements, or not all three elements, but three elements. I think it's ice, electric, and fire. So I feel like you're very well balanced when it comes to the elements, but I am getting prominently water and a little bit of fire. Even though this isn't fire, this is supposed to be earth in this oracle deck. This looks like flames to me, so I take it to mean fire. But yeah, a lot of Pisces. With Swan, I was mentioning a partner or somebody that you seem to be inseparable from. I really feel like you're part of either a group or a duo, a partnership, because I keep saying duo as well. And maybe you're already pair bonded. Maybe you have found your twin flame, soulmate, whatever you want to call them, and you're set. You're kind of set there when it comes to your romantic journey. Or you may be attracting somebody. You may be attracting somebody into your life this way. I feel like you are manifesting a partner because the swan always makes me think of marriage. And we do have two swans here. So somebody you could be mirroring, or that could be mirroring you as well. And I'm also getting that with the Pisces here because we have two goldfish specifically that are mirroring each other. With the wolf, I always want to say lone wolf, but that's not accurate because wolves are social creatures. But regardless, I feel like you may consider yourself a lone wolf, or at some point you did. I feel like that's the two things that you had to reconcile, was your identity of being a lone wolf with the identity of being part of a pair, part of a partnership or relationship. Like maybe it was hard for you to give up that independence you had, because likewise, I actually just watched, it's been a while since I watched the Pokemon anime, but I felt the need to do so because of the Ash finally becoming a champion after 25 years. I watched a Pikachu's origin back when he was just a Pichu, and he was quite lonely, but then he met a group of friends, and through their love he was able to evolve. And then of course he goes on to meet Ash, and through there they become this, dynamic duo, and he's part of the group of Pokemon that led him to the championship. So I really feel like once you've overcome this perceived obstacle of being your own person, of being like not your own person, but being like an only person, like you thought it was just going to be you against the world. Really, it's going to be you and your people, your partner, maybe even your family against the world. This is how you thrive, because again, I'm getting that with this giraffe. There's only one giraffe here, but then if you look in the back, you see that this giraffe actually got to where it is. It thrived because of the people behind it. I'm also hearing that some of you may have a really beautiful neck, because we do have two long-necked animals here. This is the pile that has had the most animals, by the way. So maybe you just really like animals. Oh, and also Dudo has a long neck. So, and now I'm getting Taurus, because Tauruses are known for having nice necks. And for the throat, they rule the throat, essentially. But yeah, there's a sense of sweetness to you. I feel like if people had known you like way back, they would not recognize you now, because I feel like you've had to cultivate this sweetness, or you've had to really sit with it and learn to be comfortable in being a sweet person rather than somebody who just shoved everybody away. Because you responded to this fear creatively, but you haven't eradicated. I think you keep it there because you think you need it, but the truth is you don't need these fears. You are a strong, capable person without having to keep the fears around. But learning to handle it creatively was a way to sit with it. But honestly, I feel like you could get rid of these fears, and this may be part of your journey, is being more comfortable with the person you are now and understanding that your past self is not what you are now, and eradicating the fears of either becoming the person you used to be or losing what you currently have is what I'm getting. I'm going to get more oracle cards to get a bit more insight into our sweet Pikachu pile here. But it's also cute because I think female Pikachus have little heart tails. So I don't know why that came to mind. Maybe this is something of importance to you. Pikachu is my favorite, by the way. I don't know if this is the pile I would have chosen if I was the one being read to, but Pikachu is my favorite, and I have so much Pikachu stuff in this house. You would think I'm a child, but no, I'm just a 90s child, and basically we never grew up. We just became adults. But anyway, so we have, ooh, alligator. So it's not going to resonate with everybody, but some of you may live near swamps or anywhere where alligators are. And for where I'm from, that could be Florida, Louisiana, or anywhere similar. And then double tack pink. Okay, that's cute. I love that the heart came through twice. I wonder if you're also going on a heart chakra journey to love yourself. Because I feel like you already kind of do, but not all the way. Like, people see it in you more than you see it in yourself. Like when they call you sweet, like you don't feel you're sweet, but people say you are. So I'm wondering if this is something to do with self-acceptance and a self-realization that you are deserving of all the love that people give you. And river. Again, just flowing. Actually, I'm going to put that next to the alligator because alligators are known to be near rivers. But with alligator, I'm getting somebody who is looking very deeply into themselves. Because if you've ever been near a swamp with alligators, which I have, you don't really notice them. You might notice like maybe the ridges of their back or their eyes, but you don't know they're there until you're really up close. And likewise, I'm getting a sense of mystery with you, despite the sweetness, despite the elegance that I'm getting. And I really feel like you're a very beautiful person, Pile 4. And of course, water. Water has to do with mystery, with emotions. I feel like you're going deeply into the kind of person you want to come off as, or the kind of person you want to be. This journey is very much an individual journey, as well as how you relate to others. It has to do with how you see yourself and how you see yourself with others, and how those energies intermingle, and how you are part of the bigger whole, like the family, the tribe. I don't know why I keep saying tribe. The collective, and your people as well. Because I'm being shown ascendant and descendant in astrology. Ascendant being how you are as an individual, or the first house being how you are as an individual and what people perceive first. And the descendant and the seventh house being how you relate to others, specifically in friendships and romance, and what you consider to be ideal partners. So yeah, this is quite lovely. Maybe this is why I was bringing up the girl Pikachu tale, because I'm thinking of a girl and a boy Pikachu just being together and having all these baby Pikachus, or just, having fun in their little Pikachu pack, whatever they call them. Yeah, it's funny. I think this pile, I'm thinking of the anime the most. Maybe you watched the anime or have when you were younger. I did when I was younger. And like I said, I went back to rewatch it for the 25th anniversary, I guess, and Ash finally doing the thing. Maybe it's also taking you a long time to do certain things, but that's okay. Pile 4. We love you. How dare I? You're supposed to stay there. Okay, now we're going to go into the tarot to see how this journey on self-reflection and connecting with others is going along. We have the Lovers. Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. Because it's not just about finding your counterpart. It's just also about two parts of yourself coming together to be a more whole person, a more collected person. We have the Page of Cups, which I always take to mean a new admirer or somebody new in your life that loves you. The Knight of Coins, somebody who would be dependable. And it's funny that I'm channeling this as I put them down. I don't usually read this way. Page of Coins, and also somebody you can really build a foundation with. They could also be an earth sign and more coins, 3 of coins specifically. So yeah, earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. Then to clarify these cards, we have the Wild Unknown Pocket Tarot. We have the Fool. We have the Page of Cups again. It's very cute. The Two of Wands. The Ace of Pentacles. I don't read reversals, but I will note this if it comes up. And the Daughter of Pentacles. Lots of pentacles, lots of water. I really feel like you're looking for somebody to start a journey with. Or somebody may have come into your life recently. Yeah, somebody came into your life. I'm getting Daughter of Wands. A lot of pages. And it's at the very beginning steps of this connection. And maybe you're doing a lot of internal self-reflection on this journey because you're wanting to start a relationship with somebody, but you're kind of afraid to lose yourself in them. Because that can happen. It's easy to see where sometimes we get with a partner and we forget parts of ourselves. We become more like our partner, or our partner becomes more like us. And suddenly you don't know who actually likes this or who actually likes what. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Sometimes we can pick up really good habits from partners that stay with us even if it doesn't work out and after we've left them. But I'm getting that you, for whatever reason, really want to retain onto your individuality, or have wanted to. Maybe you're really just coming to wanting to keep a sense of yourself while also being in this connection. Because there are no queens or kings here, it's all pages and knights. I'm saying it's a very new connection. But with the Lovers here, it's definitely a connection that is noted, and you're either on your way towards this or you're already in it. But with the Fool here, like I said, you want to retain that individuality. You want to retain parts of yourself and not lose yourself in this person. And I feel like, especially with Beauty and the Beast here, that's easy to see because, again, in Beauty and the Beast, at the beginning of the fairy tale, they do not get along, clearly because the Beast is just rude and mean and, well, isn't best on the eyes, and Beauty is just so nice and kind. And little by little, they get to know each other and they fall in love rather deeply. So likewise, I really do feel like there has been a connection here where maybe at first when you met your partner, you did not like them at all. But slowly and surely, you realize that you really did like them. For whatever reason, maybe they just had something very, very stable about them that you were not used to with all these pentacles and coins here. I'm really getting Taurus vibes, especially with this card because it's a bull. And likewise, they see you as this rabbit, like this sweet little gentle creature. Because there's actually quite a few here. We have the rabbit, this duckling, and this other duckling, baby chick. And even the Beauty, she looks a little bit like them, just in that they're just so sweet. And even lots of white animals. I wonder if the color white is of any significance to you, because the color white is a connection to source. It's the crown chakra. But it can also mean purity. It could also mean newness, new beginning. And to me, it actually gives me a bit of death card energy, because in certain cultures, the color white is what people wear when people pass on into the next life. So how in the West we wear black to mourn somebody, in certain cultures, I want to say it's mostly East, but I know it's also, well, I'm not sure. I can't remember if, but I know in East Asia it is, you wear white to respect those who have passed on. And likewise, I feel like The white here signifies the death of your old self or parts of your old self so that you may integrate into this new connection that is going to allow you to really grow. And it has a lot of stability for you, pile 4, especially with all the coins, because the Page of Coins comes up twice and the Knight of Coins. This is slow but steady. This is sowing seeds for a better future. And maybe you were also drawn to pile 3 with Bulbasaur, or maybe you just left the video going and you're here now. And if so, thank you for watching more than one reading. But likewise, I just feel like there's a lot to come of this connection. There's a lot to come of this allowing your ego to subside so that you can make room for other people in your life that will really add to it, mostly through your partner, but also through your friends. I am hearing, especially with 3 of Coins here, that some of your friends will come through and will also add to your life and maybe help you get to a better financial state as well. Maybe you meet them through work, because 3 of Coins I always associate with work and the workplace. But I'm also feeling that you meet them through a partner or through one key friend as well. Because the Page of Coins also has 3 individuals. If you consider these two reindeer and the girl to be people, which I do, because these are, what are these, monkeys? Monkey-like creatures? But yeah, I honestly feel like you're finding your soul family. And you're going to be living such a gentle way of living. I feel, especially if in the past you lived a life of fear or not knowing what was going to happen day to day and there was a lot of instability, this new phase of your life, this new part of your journey is learning to embrace all the calm, the stability, the love that is in this. With the 2 of Wands here, it's almost like you've been waiting for this. You've definitely been waiting for something much more calm. I'm also looking at all the rainbows, which to me signifies it could be LGBTQ, if that resonates, but it could also be just a connected, like feeling aligned, like all your chakras aligning and just feeling whole and at peace. I'm really, really just getting such peaceful vibes from this reading, pile 4, and it's so beautiful. If you don't have this already, I know this is in your future. All you have to do is claim it. But I'm also getting, maybe you're really an animal lover. Again, because there's a lot of animals and I'm noting them in this reading and in the oracles. But I'm wondering if you might live on a farm, or you may decide to have just a lot of animals in your house, like lots of dogs, cats, maybe rabbits even. Maybe you live somewhere where there's a lot of deer. And so, some of you specifically reindeer. Or maybe you come from, I know there's a peoples somewhere in the Nordic regions where they herd reindeer. Maybe that's of some significance to you, or maybe you are a descendant of that line, or maybe just from that region. I'm also thinking of Christmas now because of reindeer. Maybe Christmas is such a big, it's of importance to you, or maybe some of you were probably born around Christmas as well, I'm hearing. But anyway, some numbers coming through. We have the 6 for the lovers, 0, which isn't really a number, and 2. And 2 is the number of partnerships. But yeah, I just feel like you're sowing so many seeds for your beautiful future right now, pile 4. And I think once you leave behind, again, this loner, I feel like at some point you wanted to accept that you were just going to be alone forever. But the truth is there's all these people out there waiting for you, ready to love you. And all you have to do is maybe just learn to love yourself a little bit more for them to come through. But, this is such beautiful energy. And with Daughter, Page of Wands here, this is that new beginning, that fire that's going to bring you into all of this. Yeah, this is so lovely. I don't want to leave this energy at all, but we have to move on and get some advice cards for you, my beautiful pile 4, my Pikachu pile. And we're going to be using the Universe Has Your Back deck, as well as more Pokemon oracles. Let's start with the Universe Has Your Back deck for you. I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. Yeah, I really love that phrase, I am love, because we are. We're all an embodiment of love one way or another. And I really feel this is something you are taking to heart and learning, that miracles are an everyday thing. You just have to look for them and accept them and allow them to come into your life. And hope is a conduit for miracles. Miracles twice. Maybe there is something that feels rather miraculous happening in your journey, pile 4, whatever that may be. Or you will feel like you're surrounded by miracles. I really feel like sometimes it could just be a shift in perspective. And as I'm saying that, the sun is shining so bright. And it's been rainy all day too. Right. So some Pokami Omikuji cards for my beautiful pile 4. Okay, well, you got the Digimon card. It's kind of a little gag card that they added in here. Maybe some of you also watch Digimon. But one man's vanilla is another man's chocolate. So yeah, I feel like, again, I'm getting that the opposition you had to certain people. Maybe at first when you met them, you thought you could not get along with them because they're just so different from you. You're vanilla and they're chocolate, or vice versa, whichever, flavor applies here. Or even with your partner, like maybe certain things you just do not get along. Like maybe they hate chocolate, but you love chocolate and they're a vanilla person. But I wouldn't allow certain things like that to prevent you from forming connections. Don't think just because they're different that they can't add anything to your life or that you won't get along. And then we have, Jolteon, another electric type. Burn. Feeble foundation, unavoidable crisis. And this reminds me of the Tower card in traditional tarot. So again, I feel like this was your past life because actually that Jolteon looks a lot like a mad Pikachu, and they're both electric types. So I feel like whenever you meet certain people or whenever you're going through this journey, there's going to be some quote shocking revelations, and you might feel a bit of anger because again, I feel like this is a journey you really didn't choose. It chose you, for better or worse, but it's beautiful that it shows you because it feels like it's going to be a rather lovely journey. And under promise and over deliver with Farfetch'd here. And if I'm correct, I want to say Farfetch'd has they have an attack that is very chance based, like it's based on luck, and I think they're the lucky Pokemon. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember because I forget Farfetch'd is a thing because he was annoying to catch and I could never catch him in the games. So I was like, you don't exist, Farfetch'd. And maybe likewise, that's how you felt about certain people. But with under promise and over deliver, I get the feeling that this is how people are going to be with you. They're going to under promise what they want to give you or what they're going to do. But then they over deliver, and maybe that's how you learn to feel stable in these connections, in these friendships, and in these relationships. And I'm hearing one more for you for whatever reason. So one more Pokemon card for you. On and on, I don't know what I want. On and on, I don't know if I want it. Open. So I feel like there's going to be some hesitation before you come into this energy of this community that loves you, of these people that love you. And again, that has to do with your heart journey. That has to do with your heart chakra. How willing are you to be open to the things that are meant for you in love, my beautiful pile 4. So like I said, this is all internal. And if for whatever reason you've been going through a hard time learning to accept yourself and the things your heart wants, I'm just here to tell you that there's so much beautiful. Life is a lot more beautiful than we give it credit for. I think we like to focus so much on the negativity out there, whether it's through news articles or just, whatever pops up. I feel like the negative things tend to have a larger impact on our minds and on our souls, when the truth is there's a lot more beauty to the world. It far outweighs the negativity, but of course the negativity is what's going to get those likes and clicks, and it's clickbait. That's all it is. It's trying to distract you from the beauty that is out there in the world, no matter how ugly things seem to get. And I feel when you focus on that, and likewise when you focus on the things that make you beautiful and the things that make you lovable, as opposed to the things that don't make you that way, you learn to see that there's actually nothing wrong with you, pile 4. There's an abundance of love out there waiting for you. And it will honestly, I hope that's the journey you decide. If you're reluctant to that, I hope that's a journey that chooses you regardless, because you deserve all that love, my beautiful pile 4. But this is where I leave you. And if any of this resonated, by all means, let me know. If I do any more Pokemon type readings in the future, let me know what your favorite Pokemon is so I can include them in that reading. And if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for being here and for supporting my channel. And I will see you in the next reading. Bye.